Hello, this is channel layerates.com, and today I will show you how to make realistic, almost realistic looking fireworks inside After Effects, and I will be using plugin called Trapcode Particular. So this is what we're gonna be creating. Just a simple trail, flare, explosion into particles, some aux particles, and some smoke effect. Okay, let's start. Fireworks. 5 seconds long. Let's make 60 frames per second, 4K. Okay, first of all, let's create a null object, and we will call this position. Now let's make new solid. This will be our initial effect of fireworks, which will be a trail. Now let's add a particles. Search for particular. I assume you have it if you're watching this tutorial. Okay. Here go some particles. Now click on position null layer and click P on keyboard. Press P, and also open up trails, effects, particular, emitter. And let's expand a little bit and look into position, and you have to drag this pick whip position to the position null object. But first of all, let's make this 3D. Press P, and now this is 3D, and drag it on the position, not on the null object but on the position, like this. Always do that, because later it will be easier to animate your fireworks or any other stuff. Okay, let's select our position now. If you don't see these arrows, go to view and show layer controls. Select first frame, drag it down like this. Now let's go to 1 second of our animation and drag this up. Oh, I forgot to place a keyframe. Okay, open up P, press on stopwatch, go to 1 second and drag it up like this. Okay. Now open up your particular plugin, select trail and open emitter settings and select your just created last keyframe for position layer and press page up to go 1 frame backwards. Page up on keyboard, click now on stopwatch and go page down. Press page down on keyboard to go 1 frame forward and enter 0. So we have no more particles. Also, let's go to emitter settings and Velocity from motion, let's type 0. Velocity, let's type 50, maybe 40. Now select again trail and press U on keyboard and press these arrow keys to select keyframes and select this keyframe. Let's increase our number of particles to, for example, 300. Also go to particles. Let's change size to 3. Okay, let's change life to 1 second. Now go to physics, air and turbulence field and change scale to 2 and effect position to maybe 200. Okay, scale is too big. You can visualize the fields of a turbulence effect. Let's increase maybe to 5. Decrease position like this. Okay. Let's turn off our visualize fields box. Okay. Now particles are disappearing at the same moment, so let's go and fix that to particle, life random and 100. Also let's go to opacity over life and select this preset. And let's change opacity random to maybe 50%. Maybe you can increase to 3.5 and let's make different sizes. Size random 50%. Okay. We'll do it for now. Okay. Now I think we can go on the main fireworks. So select your trail, Control D to duplicate, and go to the first frame and remove keyframes, and also rename this to main fireworks. Okay, now let's select again position keyframe. You have to know where your last position keyframe is. So now select your main fireworks and click stopwatch. Go 1 frame back and enter 0. So at this moment where position reaches the top, the main particles are starting to emit, because before we had 0, now on this frame we have 300. And let's increase this to 10,000 particles. Go 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 frames, and maybe 1, 2, and press enter 0. So we have 0 particles. next frame we have 10,000 particles, and next frame 5,000, next frame 0 particles. So this interpolates. Okay. Now let's go to particle, change size to 5, go to emitter, change velocity to 6,000. As you can see right here, the particles explodes. And it looks like explosion because we created keyframes like this. A huge amount of particles, and before that 0 particles, and again after that 0 particles. Okay. Maybe go to particles and change size random to maybe 25. Okay, this will work for now. Now let's open up opacity overlay from our main particles and drag like this. So opacity overlay goes to from full opacity. Let's change a bit like this, and it goes from full opacity to 0 opacity at the end of life. So let's add a little bit more to this, so the particles will shimmer at the end of life and will start flashing. So to do a flashing lights or flashing particles, you have to do this. Just draw these lines. Okay. Now let's go to physics and enter 1000 for gravity, 9 for resistance, 50 for spin amplitude. Let's see how it looks. Okay, already looks something, and as you can see, as we added that custom opacity map or custom opacity over life setting, the particles are now flashing at the end of their life. Looks already not bad. Okay, let's now add more particles. Okay, first let's increase a life a bit, 1.2 maybe seconds. Okay. Now open up Oak system and select continuously to emit continuously, and okay, particle velocity will be maybe 150 particles. Let's increase life a bit, maybe 0.65. Let's decrease size to 4. Also decrease the main particle size to 4. And Ox system, particle could be maybe free. Let's see how it looks. Okay, the particles dies too quickly and at the same time, so we need to fix that. Let's go to live random and enter 75 maybe. Let's enter 100. And now let's do the same for opacity, so particles are blinking. Go to particle and open up your opacity over live and copy. Now go to Ox system, opacity over live and paste. Okay. What else can we do here? I think this will be okay. Okay, now let's change the colors of our particles. Go to particle and select color random from gradient. Now go to color over live. Let's select simple preset from 2 colors and let's choose maybe yellowish for one particle. Actually no, let's leave main particle at white because it doesn't change too much. Go to Ox system and now here let's change particle color random from gradient, color over live. Let's change the simple preset and editor's preset like so, yellow and maybe red. Okay. Now, what else can we do here? Velocity distribution, maybe change a bit. Okay, now let's add a flare effect. So as our firework goes up, it shines as it is burning. Okay, let's select project and select create new composition. Let's name this flare and let's change width to 1000 and height to 1000. Let's add new solid into our flare composition. Let's name it lens flare. Okay, and let's search in effects and presets for lens flare. Okay, now change flare center. So our flare is in the center of this rectangle and change lens type to 105. Okay, let's change flare brightness to 60, maybe 75, and let's make this flare flashing. And to do this, let's alt click stopwatch on flare brightness and type wiggle 10 25. So it will wiggle and it will go from 75 to 100 or to 50. That's it. Okay, let's close this composition, open project and flare. Let's drag and drop this right here. Let's search for, as you can see, we have black area, so we have to remove a black area. To remove black area or black color from your work, let's search for set matte and drag on flare and change use for matte to luminance. Okay, now we don't have a black, only a light area. Now let's make this layer 3D and open up position and select pick whip and drag to position null object like this. So as you can see, now our flare animates with our null object. So we have all three layers connected to our position layer. Okay, let's work a bit on this flare. As it reaches the top, it should explode and disappear. So select one frame before, page up, and select layer and hit S for scale. Click on stopwatch and go one frame forward, page down on keyboard and enter maybe 300 or 500 like this. Maybe even 7, let's try 7 like that, and go about a few frames and enter 0. And also let's change opacity. With flare solid selected, hit T on keyboard. Actually, let's open up so we can see all keyframes and opacity. Select our first keyframe and hit opacity and select this one also and click on keyframe and select, let's drag this right here a bit so it doesn't disappear immediately, and enter here and enter 0. Okay, this should work. It looks like a quick explosion. Maybe too much. Let's decrease size. Select this keyframe where the size is maximum and let's change to 450 maybe. Okay. Okay, this will be good. Let's add a bit of glow effect to our fireworks. Let's search for glow and actually let's make adjustment layer for glow and place it right here and drag and drop glow on it. Okay. Let's glow intensity decrease to 0.5 0.2 maybe. Let's try. And select glow and Control D to duplicate again, and glow radius to increase to 40, glow intensity to 1, and glow threshold to 20%. It glows a little bit more and looks quite like fireworks already. Okay, maybe we can change our particle so it looks a bit softer. Okay, let's increase feather to 100. Opacity. Actually, let's also change a trail color. Open up particle and change to color random from gradient. Select color over life, and let's make yellow and red. And the last thing probably is to add some smoke trails. Okay, select our main fireworks, hit Control D, and rename this to smoke trails. Now go into our main particle and change opacity to 0. Now go to Aux Systems and change life to 1.5 seconds. Now let's go to particle type and change to cloudlet. Let's change size to 10 maybe. Let's change opacity to 2 and opacity random to 25%. Okay, let's single this out how it looks. Let's change color to white. Let's change particle number to, for example, 30. And let's change opacity over life to this one, to this preset. Maybe we can increase size a bit. Okay, let's see how it looks. Our smoke has glow effect and it shouldn't, so select our smoke solid and drag it above our adjustment layer. It looks like it has some smoke. Let's make adjustment a little bit more. Let's change velocity to maybe 5. Particle velocity. I think it looks all right for now. Of course you can make adjustments, work more on it to make it look better. Okay, I think that would be it for this Adobe After Effects tutorial. And as always, you can find the project file on my website. The link will be in video description. And okay, thank you for watching. This is channel layerase.com, and goodbye.